In this video, we have some very close racing action at Miyabi, Daily Race B, see somebody go off at Laguna, Seca, and in Daily Race C, it all kicks off because it's Monza, turn number 1. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Gran Turismo weekly race guide here in 2024. This week, not much strategy. There's a tiny bit and we like hard tyres apparently. As you can see in the background, we're in the brand new car, the Audi TT TTS Coupe 09. We're not quite new, but new to the game at least. It's 15 years old now, which is quite insane, to be honest with you. We're at Miyabi, and we are doing 7 laps. It's a good start with a false start check on sports hard tyres. Bop is on, but you can make the car look how you like, and somebody tried to make a baby R8 in this one. The art updates are off, of course, and quite a few of you will not like this race. It's very close race in action, and I do feel some parts of this race are ruined by track limit penalties, weirdly. But we'll have a look at that in the race. Timestamps there to skip ahead. However, we are not going to skip ahead. We are going to jump into this race and see exactly what it's all about. Right then, who is on the grid? Who's got the baby Audi R8? It's TCR Shadow. You can see them right there. Right, we're starting P11. Traction control is on 1 in this car as we get ready for lights to go out. Remember, hold the handbrake is the best way to start these kind of races as we kick off the race. And tiny bit of traction control used there. Then it wasn't needed, so maybe you don't have to use it in the end. But I use it just to be safe. Our max power comes across there. We're going to head towards the inside, though, as we go into this. And that horn really needs to get disabled. My word, that horn. That horn. Right, anyway, we can see the baby Audi R8 up ahead there. Really well done, to be fair, GT Shadow, as we continue on through here. Max power on my inside there. And as we go to this left-hander, Max Power's going to have the advantage. So as we come into here, we back out of that a little bit here and maintain P10 for now as we continue on through there. Slight taps up ahead then as we head in towards its hairpin. Then very dangerous corner here. We get on the inside line then to try and jump a few places. I think we've got 1 place, maybe 2. I'm not too sure. I can see the radar, but not much else. As we go into here, no, Max Power is still there as we continue on through here, and we do get that position. However, we did cut the track a little bit there, and this is what I was talking about earlier. In the fact, track limits, in my opinion, ruined this race a little bit. Yeah, I understand them for time trial. In terms of the race there, we were side by side. It's very hard to go side by side. I had to take the cut there to avoid the contact, and unfortunately, I got penalised for that. We continue on through here then on the inside of Mad Max. We're up into P8 then as we fast forward here. And up ahead, the baby Audi R8 goes for a move there. Slight tap between 2 drivers. Handsome Frank there involved in that one as well. And the Audi R8, well, it's gone now then as we continue on in towards this left. We're going to take this penalty, of course, as we continue on through here. Head over towards the right side to stay off that racing line. And let's see where we drop down to then. So we're currently P7, up to P8 and P9. That's going to be then. So not too shabby in the grand scheme of it. Let's see what we could do then as we fast forward a bit further on in this one. We are fast forward a little bit here because there's so much action early on in this race. There really is. Some people will like this a lot. We've got Mad Max there going off a little bit there. I'm not sure whether Max Power tagged them, but we're going to go on the inside of both of them then to try and go 2 for 1. Oh, yes. We do it, ladies and gentlemen. We do it indeed. Up into P7 again. Back where we were before the penalty. As we go through here, unfortunately, I cut quite a lot there, right behind Mario Sonic, which does mean one thing, another penalty. Yes, very frustrating indeed. Now, who is beeping the horn? Shut up with the horn! As we go into the right-hander then, we've got Handsome Frank on the inside. Shelty's somewhere over there. There's Shelty, actually. Look like teammates Shelty and Mario Sonic as we continue on through here then. And let's see what's going to happen there side by side. Very close contact there as we go into the left. Oh, slight tap up ahead then. In towards the right we go. We've got Max Power right all over our exhaust then. We're going to go towards that inside line then. Hard on the brakes. Max Power, we're going to try around the outside as we go into here. I keep it nice and tight then. Try not to hit Mario Sonic then as we continue on through here. We're still side by side as we go into here. I back out of this then because I don't want another penalty here. As we continue on, I get the run here. But unfortunately, I do have to take that penalty. And that's exactly what we are going to do there. So we drop back down to P8. We head on to the final lap then. Handsome Frank has a penalty then for track limits as we go into this right-hander. We're going to get on the inside then. And we're going to look to try and take that position. There we go. I will talk how to do this lap in just a second in terms of a lap guide for you. Into this left then, all nice and easy. Lift off a little bit over towards the right-hand side. Max Power up ahead though. Going to venture off and go rally crossing in the Audi TT. Just bring it back with some nice drifting, I'll say, but lots of oversteer as we continue on through there. Up into P6 we go then as we continue on through here as we get a good run there. But we get a major run on Sonic here as we head towards the line. And are we going to get the P5 position? No, not quite there. Very close. You can see my reaction as well. Of course, some of these reactions do make it into shorts if you want to check those out on the channel. But that is going to be it in terms of this race. I'd say track limits, I believe, ruined this race a little bit, but I understand why they're there. But I really wish they weren't on, to be honest with you. Might make better action. If so, we're heading towards turn 1. This is actually the lap there. We've got the marshals on the left-hand side. I want you to lift off before you get to that, and you need to start turning at that point, okay? You can see where that is in terms of chase cam right here. Now, your goal is to maintain an inside line as much as you can. So go on the curb initially. I've dropped to 4th gear at this point, but stay in the red graphic there that you can see in terms of the corner. Now, in terms of the exits, we've got these banners on the right side. I've highlighted the start of them there. When I start seeing them, that's when I want to accelerate, as long as I'm already on the inside line. If I'm already out wide, it's going to be more difficult, but judge that. Use that as an accelerating marker, okay? Pick it out, start to get used to it, and then continue on, as you see here. Now, we're going to advance out of here then. We do short shift there as well, if you haven't already noticed. As we go to this left, we're going to use all the curb on the left to really make sure we open up this corner on the right. You notice I lifted a little bit to go through there. And what we're going to do then is look for our brake markers. You can use a white line here. Alternatively, you can try and get as close as you can to the start of the curb on the left-hand side. That's what I was trying to do, really, rather than use a white line. But both those markers are really good markers, and you can see what they look like in terms of chase cam there as well for you. So hard on the brakes. As you go to 3rd gear here and start turning, the car will want to rotate. Just be careful of that. Keep an nice tight line. Accelerate very early on. The car will grip as we continue on into here. Turn very early for this one. Use all of the inside there. Straight line this part and then head towards that line to get your fastest lap and hopefully be further up that grid. That's going to be it though for race A then. 44.6. You can follow that ghost. We jump to daily race B then, where we're at Laguna Seca in Group 4 cars. And as you can see, I chose the Megane Trophy because this car used to be a very strong car here. We'll see what it's like this week. 5 laps is what we're doing here. It's a rolling start on racing hard tires and brake balance is adjustable and nothing else. I'll say I chose the Renault Megane Trophy because it used to be meta. Let's jump into this race then. Let's have a look at exactly what happens and I'll give you a lap guide straight after the race. Right, who's got what then on this grid? We've got Supra in pole. Shelty picking the Scirocco. Brave choice. We'll see how that works out. It is a handling front-wheel drive car, though. And this is very annoying. The start, if you're at the back of the pack, is before the last corner. Gran Turismo, please get this right. We do not need to have that kind of start when we have such a long straight. We eventually catch up to everybody else here. We've got Max Power in the Aston Martin. We've got a Porsche off towards that left-hand side there. So at least we gained up 1 position. I backed off here to let Max Power go because I sort of could see what was going to happen. What was going to happen? Well, the Lamborghini is going to head off there in Diablo Racer, so we get another position. I could see it coming. It's really weird how you can see these things sometimes, but I did, and here we are at the end of the, well, end of the lap then. It's the end of the race, but it's not quite the end of the race. Lots of racing to go here, but I nearly did rear end Max Power then. That wouldn't have been good. Max Power is on the inside of MG Flash here as we go into this turn. MG Flash goes really out wide. I'm like, okay, I'll take this opportunity as we come into here. Slight tap between the two, but the gap was there. I went for it. I did check the replay after to make sure it was fine, and it definitely was here as we go up to the corkscrew. Then Max Power looking to get by Mario Sonic in the Cayman then as we go into this left-hander. We slow it down nicely here. Going to get a good run maybe. No, not quite on the Aston Martin as we chuck it left. Now, I will say the balance of performance in Group 4 definitely has been improved. It really has. As you see here, we get a run and Max Power then in that vantage as we go tight on this right-hander. Why did I go for the move on that corner? Because it's cambered. So you can get on the inside, it benefits you more, and then Max Power will have to run wider and slower, and it's just better to make a move there. If you can go for the move there, it's highly recommend it, to be honest with you. You want to go for the moves where the corner benefits you. There's quite a few of them at Laguna Seca. As you see here, Mario Sonic goes towards that inside line. That's the best line for turn 1. It really is because it's a very tight corner. It's 180 degrees basically as we go into this left-hander then. Not quite getting past Mario Sonic as we continue on through here. We do have a run on the exit though, so the Falcon Porsche are going to have to go towards that right-hand side then as we go on the brakes. But what you're seeing here is how difficult it is to overtake at Laguna, because it is very difficult, to be honest with you. Very hard track to overtake. Better than it is a Group 4 race than a Group 3 one though, because a slower race means you can plan your moves better and hopefully make a different moves as well than a Group 3 more aero-based car. Leaving the last corner then, we've got Man Max up ahead in the Toyota Supra. We've got another run here on Mario Sonic, who stays towards that right side to get the slipstream. This Megane Trophy definitely has more power than it used to, so we can get alongside the Porsche then as we head down towards turn 1. A big group of cars battling up ahead as well as we go into here then, as we slow it down nicely. So side by side through here. Gonna have to give Max Power a lot of room. Sorry, not Max Power, Mario Sonic a lot of room on the exit. Max Power is behind me. And well defended there by Mario Sonic once again. Good defensive driving, showing how it can be done here as we continue on towards this fast right. Then in we go. They go very, very quick into that. A bit too quick. Mad Max goes off. Mario Sonic slow through the exit of the corner. Here we go with a run. Finally, can we get it done? This is another corner where you can overtake on the outside. Do keep that in mind. But I go a little bit too deep here to make it really work there. Mario Sonic on the inside. Max Power there as well. We're 3 wide heading towards the king. Well, I want to abandon out of this. That's what I do. Max Power does the same as well. Brilliant smart driving, I would say there from everybody. Really was. Everyone was aware of what everyone was doing. Just awesome stuff. Don't expect that in many races, but it was a real pleasure racing with that today. It really was. Max Power, Mario Sonic, well played. Now we've got a crash there between 2 TCR members there. That was Blind Man and Hodgson as we continue on through here. Also picking the Renault Megane trophy as we get a good run here. Now they will have dirt on their tyres, so we can go for it down the inside and we should make this work potentially. That's if they went off actually. I didn't actually quite see that, but leaving this corner, we have got the inside then, and we get a bit of a bump draft there. I appreciate that. Up ahead, Mario Sonic's got past the Ferrari. In towards the left we go, and we got somebody off. Oh, we got 2. Oh, we got 3 people off then as we get 3 more positions. Everybody just failing on this last lap. We've gained, what, 5 positions on this last lap alone? As we go hard on the brakes and into the corkscrew, we slow it down here. Slight tap from behind. Nothing major, though, as we continue on through here then. We advance towards the last... Well, not last lap, the end of the race, should I say. I will get my words out there. And we get P5 in the end. Good fun race, to be honest with you. However, I don't expect that many overtakes to actually happen here, especially when people get up to speed. It is very hard to overtake. So let's jump into a lap guide then. How do you do Laguna, Seca? Obviously, I do this track every single week, so this is your best expert at Laguna at the moment. So you got the 4 board if you want to use that. You got the end of the curb, or you got the 3 board if your car is very good on the brakes. This Megane trophy is very good on the brake, so I'm going to aim for the 3 board or the line next to the 3 board. That is my brake marker here in the Megane trophy. Now, a tight line is a better line here. I said it earlier on. If you can get on the throttle and rotate the car a little bit on exit, do that. Do be careful of power overstay on exit, though, as well. That can happen in a lot of cars as we head towards this next corner. Now, you can use the 2 board. You can use the tannoy on the right, but what I'm using most of all is the light sand to the gravel on the left-hand side. It's the middle box there. That is my brake marker for this right-hander. As I go on the brakes, I want to start turning in to really adjust the weight to get the car turned on the inside line. I don't quite do it on this lap. This is a really annoying lap because I can do this far better than I have done right there. Head towards this fast right-hander then. You've got the 1 board or the end of the curb. Now, what you want to do here is dab the brakes a little bit and then turn in the car. But don't go fully on the throttle straight away. Try and make sure you know you're going to make the apex and make the exit as well. The exit can be very dangerous. So use the sausage on the inside as a bit of a guidance. I wait until it gets to that point and then I accelerate. Then I really know I am going to make the corner. We're going to continue towards the next left-hander, and what we're going to be looking for is on the right-hand side. So just above the 3 board, we've got that white marker on the concrete barrier there. That's my brake marker normally for this corner. If your car is very good on the brakes, so you've got a 2 board there, but I always find that it's a little bit too late. Just keep that in mind. It looks like on chase cam, you've got a white marker on the left-hand side as well. Pick and choose what you like. In we go then, keep it nice and tight because of that camber. It benefits us quite a lot. Head towards the kink then. It's very dangerous, this corner. Very easy to turn into early. Now, what I use here is you can use the 2 board, but I'm looking for that white marker on the right-hand side on the concrete, so it's the more middle square of the 2, okay? That is my marker. I want to hit the brakes and turn in, and I really want the car's weight to shift to such an extent that I'm going to make it through the corner irrespective. If you turn in too shallow, you're just going to go straight off. I boost it on the throttle on exit. I use all of the exit as much as I can before going on that sand as we head up here towards the corkscrew. Now, on the right side, you've got a truck there, the pickup truck. That's my new marker I've been using constantly at Laguna at the moment. It's a really nice marker, so do feel free to use that. Once again, if your car's very good on the brakes, use the 3 board. But remember, you're braking uphill now, so it benefits a lot. If you brake at the 3 board, you're going onto the crest of the hill, the car may unsettle and it will feel a bit late on the brakes. As you see there, it was a bit too early on the brakes because I had to turn in a bit early. Once again, just making a mistake there. On the left-hand side, you've got that tree. Nice little marker here to dab the brakes a little bit to slow the car down for this left-hander. Some of you might just want to roll through this corner, but a dab the brakes will just rotate that car just a teeny tiny bit, okay? And that is what you can do right here. And that's what I'm going to do there. Dab the brakes. Notice there, I'm just trying to get the car turned in to clip the curb on the inside. And then accelerate all the way over to the left-hand side very quickly. And where you've got the 2 board, or alternatively, where the red and white curbing starts, that is your next brake marker. Now, in the Renault Megane trophy, I was flicking between 3rd and 4th gear, or just 4th. It depended on how fast I went into this corner. It's a cambered corner, so make sure you get on the inside. The further out wide you go, the slower you're going to take this. So I get right on the inside there, and then I'm going to continue towards the last corner where we have 3 brake markers, okay? You've got the end of the building if your car's really rubbish on the brakes. You've got the 3 board. Or alternatively, what I use is the white concrete marker on the left-hand side. That is the last of the late breakers. That's what I'm going to try and do right here. You can see that on chase cam as well. So there we go, hard on the brakes. Turn in a bit later than normal. I turned a bit too early there because you want to get the run on the exit. If you really tighten your steering there, you're going to get oversteer on the exit, and you do have to be careful of that. That's going to be a 127.5, I think. This Megane trophy can definitely get a very low 27 if you want to use it. But we're going to jump to race C, where we're at Monza, and I've chosen that Toyota Supra GT500. I will explain all very soon as to why I chose that car, but first up, what are the details here? We're racing 10 laps. It's a rolling start, and racing hard tyres are the only tyre, but you are required to pit, which is why the star is there. Tyres 1 fuel and tyre wear, and you can only adjust the brake balance. I chose this car because I had a look at my car profiles, and this car is up there on the top speed, and I know it's quite a good car in terms of tyres as well. So I took this car out for a spin. Let's see how it does. Let's see how we do in this race, and let's have a look exactly what happens. Right, who's picked what on this one then? We've got Lexus in pole in terms of Sonic. We've got Peugeot Vintage Gran Turismo car twice. I think we've got it in there because I know Shelty picked it as well. If you're not subscribed already, please do subscribe to the channel. We are on a journey to 50k and we're over halfway there already this year. This is unbelievable. Big thank you for all the support you've given. And if you are enjoying this video as well, do give it a thumbs up. I do appreciate it. Right, Monza, turn 1. Always dangerous. We take it nice and cautiously as we go into here, slowing it down nicely. But up ahead, there's a slight tag between the McLaren. I think that was Hodgson as well. We'll have a look at that one in the bloopers. But we gain 2 places. Monza, turn 1 delivers again here as we head towards the next chicane, which can always deliver as well. Normally people do turn 1 okay, or the first chicane okay, and then everyone just launches it into this one. Let's see what happens here then as we go hard on the brakes then, slowing the car down, and everyone picking their line as we go through here. But it's not too shabby, to be honest with you, as we continue on out of there. Marisonic picking the Supra GT500 as well as we head towards Lesmo 1 then. In we go. And it's side by side with Max Power. Are we going to get this done? Beautiful racing there with Max Power as we head towards the next right-hander there. Max Power still there. Give them room on the inside. There we go. Continue on out of there. We do get the position there. Shelty in the Vision Gran Turismo car as well. Maybe that's one for Beat the Meta this week. I'm not too sure. We are going to see what cars are going to work here as we continue on through there. If you're not sure what Beat the Meta is, do check out the video at the end of this one as 2 people have penalties. There's a 3rd person with a penalty up ahead as well. Track limits are big here. Do keep that in mind as you go through those chicanes. The Bahamas Racing did take that penalty. So let's see who's going to pit on this first lap. Remember, times 1 fuel and tyre wear, and you do have to pit once. So it's just about when you want to get out of traffic. So up ahead, Sonic goes in the pits. Bahamas goes in the pits. Max Power stays out. I stay out. We've got Shelty up ahead. I'm hoping here to use Shelty's slipstream here to pull up to Shelty, and then we'll see what happens when we get there and make decisions where we need to make them. Continuing through there, though, we get the chicane. All sorts of wrong. I'm in the middle of the circuit, and Max Power goes towards that outside line as we go into this right-hander. What a move that is by Max Power around the outside. Absolutely brilliant. Now going for another move on Shelty, then on the inside of Shelty as we go into the second one here. Through we go. Shelty gets a bad run there. We get a good run then, so we go past Shelty, and we've got a massive run on Max Power. Now, this car I chose, as I say, because of the car profiles and knowing the top speed of it. And look at it go. Look at it go. This car, as well, has very good exit grip. So do keep that in mind. So we get past Max Power. We're in P5 at the moment. I don't really want to pit, to be honest with you, because I've got clear air up ahead. I've got Max Power behind. If Max Power fights hard, of course, I will then have to think about pitting. Well, Max Power here, looking towards the right side, goes for a bit of bump drafting instead. So that tells me Max Power wants to work together here. And we catch up a lap later where we get the Greek of Aries here up ahead. We're going to go on the brakes then as we go into this right-hander. I did just back off a little bit there. Didn't want to go for the move into the Parabolica. I wanted to move on the exit of the Parabolica. I know I am faster than that Porsche 911, so I only need to overtake on a straight. I don't have to overtake on a corner. So here we go. Let's do it. We're going to go towards that left-hand side. We do get the fastest lap as well. Happy days indeed. As we go towards the left-hand side, we're clean on by without any hassle here, really, as we advance a bit further on in lap number 4. We've got Muscafi up ahead in an Aston Martin V12 Vantage. That car's definitely changed. Oh, hello, what a cash that is by Muscafi. Well held indeed. But that car up ahead has definitely changed with the new BOP, and it's something that we do need to test, of course, as we continue on. I have got the testing order now of when I'm going to test these cars. But that'll be with the car profiles as well that we continue to do. As we look down the inside of Muscafi there, Muscafi going to be the last of the late breakers. through we go. We're on the inside there. A little bit of a wiggle from myself. Got to give room on the exit there. Max Power coming on the inside. We're 3 wide right now. This is a drag race towards turn number 1 then. Max Power on our right. Muscapi on our left. We're in the middle here. Max Power backs out of it, which is probably safe bet to do here, knowing that I'm going to pull alongside here Muscapi. And as we head towards turn 1, we've got the run here. Hard on the brakes in towards turn 1. We do get it stopped. Actually brake a bit too early there as we go into left-hander. But job done up into P3 then. 3 seconds off the lead here. Looking like a good race so far. And this is the point where we want to decide whether we want to go in the pits or not. Max Power decides to go in the pits to get away from Muscapi then to try and get some free air. We'll see how that serves Max Power a bit later on in the video. Lap number 7 then. Here we go. We're catching up to Fat Bam 1 very quickly. And it was actually at the end of lap 6, I was tempted I should have pitted. But I decided to stay out a bit longer here. But we've managed to catch up to Fat Bam 1 really quickly into turn 1. So I was regretting my decision right now. We'll see what happens though as we continue on out here. We get a good run on this AMG then. We'll see its speed difference between that and this Toyota Supra GT500 cars. We get on the inside here. Look at the pull. Look at the massive pull we get here. We're going straight on by Fat Bam 1 then as we go onto the brakes. They send it down the inside. They have better brakes than me as we go into here. Got to give them some room there, which we do indeed. They give me room as well. Beautiful bit of racing here. But on the exit, they get a 0.5 second penalty, and it's cost us a lot of time with that racing. So you do have to pick and choose where you want to fight, where you don't want to fight. If I was Fat Bam 1 there, maybe I would have just given that up because they were the lead car at that point. They did catch me up. But you can race how you want. Critically, we go in the pits at the end of the lap 9, quite a lap 10, and Max Power's just jumped ahead of us here. The strategy of Max Power seems to have worked a little bit and got ahead of me. But up ahead, Sonic comes out the pit in the race lead as we go through turn 1. We've got to get back into the rhythm. Max Power already in the rhythm. Has on the 5th lap of that rhythm then. Up ahead, Max Power's looking for any way by that Lexus then as we go hard on the brakes. Let's look at this then. Round the outside of Ascari. Max Power gets that move done. Beautiful move there from Max Power. Through Ascari we go. We're catching very quickly as well. Can we get on the action towards the very end of this race then? Sonic looking around the outside of Max Power as we go into the Parabolica. Any incident here and we could get the victory then. Through the right we go. We accelerate early. A little bit of a wiggle there. Sonic's off the circuit. Now I do know from past knowledge that that is a penalty, and I said it, if you saw or can read my lips, there is the penalty, and we do get P2. But what a race from Max Power. Brilliant stuff there. Chose the right strategy, nailed the right strategy, and got the race victory. Really well played there, Max Power. Brilliant race. Brilliant fun race, that one, actually. I really did enjoy it. Whether you get the same kind of racing, I'm not too sure. But let's go into a lap guide then here at Monza. So as we head towards turn 1, the 150 board is your brake marker. I use this board, actually, in ACC and other games as well. The 150 board, brilliant marker for the turn 1 chicane. Or the first chicane, should I say. You can just see where that is on chase cam as well. Very obvious marker here. I'm going to go hard on the brakes. Now, I highly advise you brake a bit earlier than normal and make sure you cut this a little bit. A bit more than I do there, actually. Because you want to open up the angle on the exit. If you have a tight angle on the second part of that chicane, you're going to get oversteer. So if you open it up by slowing down a bit too much on the first part of the chicane, you will actually benefit on the exit. And actually, it creates a better lap time in general. For this next chicane then, the 150 board could be your brake marker. Alternatively, you do have the red painted barrier up ahead as well. So any of those two markers are going to help you out massively here. And we're going to use the red marker here as we go hard on the brakes. Now, you want to cut quite a bit of these chicanes, but they do suffer with track limits. And most of your lap time is going to be in that chicane more than any other part of this circuit. Very easy to cut a lot and gain a lot of time, but very easy to cut it and also get a track limit penalty. I suffered quite a few of these doing this lap this morning. I really wanted a 47. Anyway, 50 board and full Lesmo 1 then. You can see that right there as we go into Lesmo 1. So once again, for this corner is you're going to go for a wide line, come in here, and you're looking for the Marshall or that little bit of red painted barrier there. That is your accelerating marker. There's also an exit road there as well if you want to look at that. Now, I start to accelerate quite early here. If you do struggle on exit with understeer, maybe just accelerate a little bit, lift a little bit, then accelerate again. I highly advise you don't do that. It can unsettle a car, but some cars, it does benefit with the turbo. Head towards the next corner then. You can either use the gap in the trees, which starts on the right there, or try and get as close to the 50 board as humanly possible. Don't brake at it, though. You will understeer off if you do that, or have a very bad exit at least. And you want a good exit here because you've got a long run to Ascari. So I'm going to brake right about here then, and I'm going to use all the curb on the inside. Some cars can't do that. MR cars especially will struggle with using the curb on the inside. Just practice with your car of choice as we head up towards Ascari. And what we're looking for here then is the orange painted barrier on the right hand side, or red painted, whatever colour I've been saying, or whatever it shows on your TV. The escape road as well is also a good marker. You can try and brake as close to that 100 board if you want to, but you are going to struggle if you brake that late. So brake a bit early here. It's actually better to brake early for Ascari to get the first part right. It gives you the nice line then through this right-hander and then allows you to open up this left-hander then. Avoid hitting the sausages on those curbs. It really did unsettle the Toyota Supra GT500 car. It will unsettle other cars as well. When I didn't touch them, the car was fine through Ascari. The final corner then, the Parabolica, you can use 100 boards on the left-hand side. Alternatively, you've got the lights on the right-hand side. Either of those are very good markers for the Parabolica. As we go into here, we're going to hit the brakes. Now, I advise a tighter line for this one, and that's what I'm going to try and do here. And then I short shift to 4th gear, and what I'm looking for is that lamppost on the right-hand side. So you'll see a first lamppost. It's not that. It's the second lamppost. You can just see the start of the other one there. This is my very early accelerating marker. There is one a bit later, which is the orange painted barrier, but I always try and use this lamppost as my accelerating marker. I know I'm going to make the corner because the Parabolica opens up very nicely, and as you can see here, that's what happens there. Now, we're going to go all the way to the right-hand side now. We're going to cut the circuit as much as possible here as we head towards the line, really maximize the distance on this circuit, and we get a 48.0. I really wanted a 47. I didn't quite get it. Maybe I'll get it a bit later on today. Who knows? Right, what happened to Shadow then? So coming into here, there's a slight tap there. I think that maybe just caused Phantom Hank to lose the rear end a tiny bit under brakes, and then that forced actually Phantom Hank into you. I'm not too sure. Bit of a racing incident, that one, if I do say so myself. Nice looking TT, though, with the baby Audi R8. Right, Daily Race B. What happened to Arhus here then? Squinting into here, just understeers off there, and goes for a bit of a spin then in that Porsche Cayman. So that makes sense with what happened there. We're going to jump to the Ferrari now of Blind Man GT. It's going into this right-hander. This is that big fight. Oh, okay. So everybody sort of just gets it all sorts of wrong there. And unfortunately, that led to a 3-wide and Blind Man hitting Hodgson. So, yeah, just a simple mistake. Anybody could have made that one. As we go to this left-hander, though, we've got the NSX. So the NSX goes off there with that bump. And, yeah, they're going to hit a barrier as well. No wall penalties there. We've seen... Oh, hello. Who is that one? Let's go on board. It's another NSX. It's the curse of the NSX at Laguna Seca. Don't use it here, folks. And don't tell B-Racer either. So we have another person off. And we know the Ferrari went off there as well. Right, turn 1 Monza. What happened here then? So some people went a bit deep here. Going into this left-hander. Everyone's just a bit tight. And it's just the smallest of knocks there. Arguably, you could even say you didn't have to wait there, Hodgson. But look at this sportsmanship. Absolutely brilliant stuff there as Hodgson waits for Zalar. Right, what happened to Muscaffi? Muscaffi was in my rear view and then disappeared. And it was the same that we saw them ahead do this, but this is a really, really, really big incident. And did they catch it? No, they have literally spun around at that point. If you have enjoyed this video, folks, though, do give it a like. Do subscribe to the channel. Stay in touch with all the latest content here on the channel. We have Beat the Meta, which you can watch right there. We've got car profiles. We have time trial guides. We have all sorts of races, guides, and fun and entertainment on here. So please make sure you do subscribe. That's going to be it for me, though, folks. A big thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in another video. I'll live stream again very soon.